Today, I would like to speak about a very common problem that we have in our world today. We see that most people are always busy running after pleasure, striving for pleasure, trying to get their life more comfortable. They try to be wealthy, they try to enjoy the moment. And people put all their efforts just to get as many as physical pleasure as they can get. In reality, when we review the Torah, we see that the Torah educates us to live exactly the opposite. The Torah says run away from all these illusions and pleasures, temporary pleasures. Focus on your mission. The mission is you have a ticket in your hand, you have to materialize it and enter life of eternity. Over there is no way to even imagine in this life the amount of reward, the spiritual pleasure that every Jew is going to get for listening to the orders of his Creator, our Almighty. If a person forget the target, then obviously he will never reach it. The Torah says, live simple life. Eat, be healthy and enjoy the food. The Torah didn't say to torture yourself. The Torah never said that you have to fast every day. The Torah didn't say that you have to stay lonely and not have a wife and to enjoy and to have kids. No, the opposite. The Torah wants you also to enjoy, but in a right measurement. Once you run after that so much, you become addicted to material. Once you become addicted to food and women and going out and vacations and cars and all this fancy, supposedly fancy lifestyle, there's a very heavy price to pay later on. Those things obviously are taking you away from your Creator, from your mission, from God. And because you are busy with this, you don't have time to learn, you don't have time to practice the commandments, you don't have time to work on your personality, to improve yourself. You're always busy after your addictions, if it's cigarettes and drugs and foods and all the rest. So the Torah says, you want to be successful, you have to lower your lifestyle. Don't run after this. Plus, we can always see that whatever we achieve, physically, the material world is giving us very, very limited pleasure. You buy a new car, you enjoy for a month or two for it. Then you get used to it. Food, you eat it 3-4 times, you get disgusted from it after a while. Even we see that so many people are cheating in their marriage and their relationship because material, people are getting tired of it. They always want something new all the time. Why? Because it's an illusion, it's a lie, it's not real. Something that is real, you never get tired of it. It stays with you for eternity, forever. The Torah says, follow my test, pass it, and I'm going to give you this reward. When we run after that in this life, there is a very heavy price to pay later on. And sometimes we're not aware of it. I would like to tell a story that will give us an idea, sometimes by running after something, how much you can lose. There's a Rosh Yeshiva in Yerushalayim, in Jerusalem, in Israel, that comes to America about 3 times a year to collect funds for his yeshiva. And his wife are always saying, listen, you have to take business class. Why you always fly economy? It's not fair. You're not going on a vacation. You're working for the yeshiva. You're raising funds for the yeshiva. The minimum you can ask is a normal seat. And he said, no, it's 3 times more on the price. I don't want to lose money. It's charity money. The yeshiva needs every dollar. It's a shame to throw it on some, convenient seat. They've been arguing. After a while that he flies so many times, the airlines offering him upgrades, free upgrades. If they have room in business class, they give it to the good customers. So they offer him, sir, you can get an upgrade for free to business class. And of course, he see it as a sign from Hashem that he didn't want to buy a ticket. Now Hashem is giving him a gift. Very good, he's enjoying, very nice. Next time he flies, he is already asking for the upgrades. Now he knows how it works. And he gets it again. It's twice in a row he's flying and gets the upgrades. And then, 3rd time, he is already expecting, he takes it for granted already. I deserve business class. But this time, unfortunately, the plane is packed. There's not one available seats in business class. He's begging, he's trying. He can't even imagine going back to economy, it's so crowded. He has to speak to a supervisor, nothing helps. The plane is packed. All right. He goes on a plane. As he's entering the plane, in the front you have the business class. One wealthy Jew, a philanthropist that gives tons of money to yeshivot, stops him and say, Kvod Harav, dear Rabbi, I'm glad to meet you here. And the rabbi says, very nice, who are you? He says, I'm the father of this kid in your class. And I know, please don't get upset. I know you've been sending me letters, for donations to your yeshiva for the last 6 years. And I really wanted to help you because I'm helping all the other yeshivas. But the reason I didn't send you a check is because somebody told me that you're flying business class. And I have a rule. I never give donations to yeshiva that the Rosh Yeshiva, that the chief rabbi there is flying business class. I have better things to do with my money. And now I see that I was wrong. I see you entering inside. You're not business class. So I want to correct my mistake. Please allow me. He takes out his checkbook and he writes, for 6 years retroactive. He says, since I wanted to give you $10,000 a year, and I know it's been 6 years since my boy is in your yeshiva, so he writes down a check for $60,000 and give it to him. Of course, he's shocked for what's going on, the rabbi. And he said, don't worry, every year, expect in the beginning of the year, I send you a new check and I apologize for the delay. And he went in. That's the story. It happens a few years ago in reality, in our time. What are we learning from this story? He was doing everything he can to get an upgrade. If they would have an upgrade, they'll give him an upgrade free of charge. He thinks, I'm getting lucky, I'm just saving another $1,000 or $2,000, the difference on the tickets. It's for free for the 3rd time in a row. But he doesn't even imagine how much the price of the upgrade is. He would never know that that's the reason he doesn't get any checks from that rich guy. Never know. And this is what's happening in our life. Sometimes certain pleasures that we are anxious to get, we're running after that and we achieve it in the end. When we come in front of God after 120 years, if we be here that long, when we see what we lost for some temporary pleasures, it will be a major disappointment. In my lecture, Life After Life, I show one Gentile that died and came back to life. It's called out-of-body experience, clinical death. And he says that when he went there, he realized he saw his entire life in pictures, in very, very fast pictures, chronological order. And he felt major, major disappointment for not achieving anything, for not accomplishing anything. And he thought, I wish I can go back to the beginning point when I was a baby crawling on a rug and restart my entire life and do it completely different than what I did. And this is a Gentile that all he has to do is keep 7 laws, which are mandatory according to common sense, to human common sense. You should not kill, you should not steal. Everybody understands those laws. So basically, even he that didn't have such a difficult mission in this life, the Gentiles also have a world to come with reward. It's a much more limited reward because the test is much easier, than the Jews. But they still have a share to the world to come, according to their level. So it's very interesting that even this Gentile felt, I didn't accomplish anything. Just imagine we, the Jews that receive the Torah with 613 commandments, and the education that the Torah gives us, and recommendation how to live the life successfully, how to fulfill our obligation towards our Creator, and what are we doing? Ignoring it completely. We're not learning, we're not improving things, we're living sometimes, unfortunately, I'm embarrassed to say it, but sometimes just like animals, with no direction. Mamash, live like instincts, based on instincts. It's time to wake up. Everybody has to recalculate, what am I doing? To what direction I'm turning? And hopefully we'll turn to the positive, to the right direction according to the Torah's instruction. Thank you for listening and all the best.